Welcome to Gypsy by Proxy. We're glad you're here with us today. Today we begin our series diving deep into a fascinating and disturbing phenomenon, hybristophilia. It's a topic that often leaves people both intrigued and unsettled. You hear about it sometimes, right? People attracted to criminals, even writing them love letters in prison. It's not just a rare occurrence, it's more common than you might think. What's the deal with that? We're talking about a real psychological thing here, not just a weird crush. It's a complex and multifaceted issue that delves deep into human behavior and emotions. It's more than finding a mugshot attractive. Hybristophilia is about intense attraction, even sexual attraction, to someone who's committed horrible crimes. This attraction can be so powerful that it overrides the moral and ethical boundaries that most people adhere to. In this series, we're going to break it down. We'll explore the psychological underpinnings of this phenomenon and try to understand what drives people to feel this way. We'll define what it is, talk about why it happens, and look at some real-life examples. These examples will help us see the human side of this psychological condition. Get ready for some wild stories, folks. These tales are not just shocking, but also provide a window into the complexities of human attraction and behavior. This isn't about glorifying criminals. It's about trying to understand this complex part of human psychology. By understanding it, we can better grasp the nuances of human emotions and relationships. So buckle up, because things are about to get interesting. We're about to embark on a journey that will challenge your perceptions and make you think deeply about the nature of attraction and morality. All right, so what exactly hybristophilia? The word itself comes from the Greek word hubris, meaning excessive pride or arrogance, and philia, meaning love. Basically, it's a paraphilia, meaning a sexual interest that's outside what's considered normal. But we're not here to judge, we're here to learn. It's important to note that not everyone who finds a criminal intriguing has hybristophilia. There's a big difference between being fascinated by a true crime documentary and being sexually attracted to a killer. Hybristophilia is on a whole other level. We're talking about people who are drawn to the danger, the power, the notoriety of someone who has done terrible things. It's a complex thing, folks. So, why are some people attracted to criminals? There's no one-size-fits-all answer, but psychologists have some theories. Some people might be drawn to the power dynamic. Think about it, criminals, especially violent ones, have a certain control over others. That can be a turn-on for some. Others might be looking for a fixer-upper type of relationship. They might believe they can change the criminal, save them from themselves. And then there's the notoriety aspect. Dating a famous criminal? That's a lot of attention, even if it's negative. Some people crave that spotlight. It's important to remember that everyone's different. What drives one person to hybristophilia might be totally different for someone else. For instance, case study 1, the Night Stalker groupies. Let's talk about Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. This guy terrorized Los Angeles in the 80s, breaking into homes, murdering people, the whole 9 yards. He was a nightmare come to life, a real-life boogeyman. Now, here's the crazy part. While he was on trial, Ramirez received tons of fan mail. We're talking about an avalanche of letters. I'm talking hundreds of letters, many of them love letters from women. These weren't just any letters. They were filled with admiration and romantic fantasies. One woman, Doreen Leoy, even married him in prison. She was a magazine editor, and she fell deeply in love with him. They exchanged vows in San Quentin. Can you believe that? It was a full-on wedding ceremony right there in the prison. They were married for 14 years. 14 years of a relationship with a convicted serial killer. This case really highlights the extreme end of hybristophilia. Hybristophilia is a condition where people are sexually attracted to those who commit outrageous crimes. These women weren't just fascinated by Ramirez, they were head over heels in love with him. It's wild, folks. They saw something in the Night Stalker that most of us can't even begin to understand. It's a phenomenon that leaves psychologists scratching their heads. Experts have tried to explain this bizarre attraction, suggesting it might be a mix of thrill-seeking, a desire to fix the criminal, or even a deep-seated need for attention. Whatever the reason, it's a chilling reminder of how complex human emotions can be. And it's not just Ramirez. Other infamous criminals have had their own groupies, showing that this strange phenomenon is more common than we might think. Looking further, case study 2, When letters turn into love affairs, remember Ted Bundy, the charming serial killer? Talk about a master manipulator. He received countless letters while he was on death row. One woman, Carol Ann Boone, even had Bundy's child. They got married during his trial, with Boone later claiming she was pregnant with his child. How did he manage that on death row? Well, let's just say prison rules weren't exactly airtight back then. It's a whole other story for another time. The point is, Bundy's case, like Ramirez's, shows how powerful this attraction can be. These women were willing to overlook horrific crimes for a connection with these men. In this chapter, we delve into the perilous world of hybristophilia, a phenomenon that is far from being just a harmless curiosity. This is where things get real, folks. The stakes are high and the consequences can be life-altering. Hybristophilia isn't some harmless fetish. It's an attraction to those who have committed heinous acts, and it can lead to dangerous entanglements. It can have serious consequences. The emotional and psychological impact can be profound, affecting every aspect of your life. For one, there's the risk of manipulation. These criminals are often master manipulators, skilled at exploiting vulnerabilities. Criminals, especially those skilled at deception, can easily take advantage of someone with hybristophilia. They know how to play on emotions and can twist reality to suit their needs. There's also the risk of physical harm. Engaging with someone who has a history of violence can put you in direct danger. Remember, we're talking about people who have committed serious crimes. These are not just petty thieves. They are individuals who have crossed significant moral and legal boundaries. Getting involved with them puts you in a vulnerable position. The constant fear and anxiety can be overwhelming, and let's not forget the emotional toll. The stress of maintaining such a relationship can lead to severe mental health issues, including depression and anxiety. Being in a relationship with a criminal, even just through letters, can take a serious toll on your mental health. The emotional roller coaster can be exhausting and damaging. It's important to remember that hybristophilia can be a dangerous game. The thrill of the forbidden might be enticing, but the risks far outweigh the temporary excitement. The allure of the forbidden can be strong, but the risks are very real. It's crucial to weigh the potential consequences before getting involved in such a perilous attraction.